Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, once again, we are at it again. It's TNT, the truth, nothing but the truth. And I greet you all, kings, royals, and queens, everyone here on the platform. And of course, people that have been following us till today. And you are still of a blessing to us. Welcome, Evie Akosia. Good evening, bro. Good evening, dear sister. Yes, I believe you had it all good, and any kind of worship you had to do today, I believe you were able to attend and be there. And yes, it's a very funny day today because it's going to be a hot debate. I can see for sure two parties are on here, remaining with two. That is it. I believe most of us are either with the plane, with the ship, with the train, or we still abide with the African time. And on that base, might be late. So we'll continue as we, give shout out to those that are supporting us and those that are also in this. And if you come here, please, if you are watching, don't be watching from the background, be visible so that we can formally greet you and say a big thank you for watching. Welcome you to TNT. And also, if you're on this platform, you happen to have more than two friends or followers, just do you us all a favor and just share with your friends. Sometimes we all come here as panelists, we come here as visitors, we come here as viewers, and we forget to share. But to grow the page is not by talking, but it is by sharing. So help us share and grow this page. So before you might give your comment, you might have shared it to at least 15 people. And I believe that with time, we will grow this page. People used to ask, so what is going on? You guys are doing a great show and it's not going viral and blah, blah, blah. My brother, my sister, the simple truth is you. You don't share, you don't like, and you don't talk about it. Trust me, in the near future, you're also going to have a beautiful page like this talking about wise things. And hey, we all forget about sharing. Don't worry. But what I'm saying is that I'm happy to see you today, and it's going to be fantastic. Those that are here are definitely prepared, and I can see some smile, kitty bee for there. If you want to call in, you might not be able to come live, but if you want to call in, whilst the program is going on, we'll open up some lines, and you can definitely call on those lines to also share your opinion and say, Mbano, I don't believe it. Today's topic is very simple, the part two of the premarital sex. And yet, is it good or it is bad? But before then, like I said, let me give out some shout outs and also show some adverts that are going on. Very important. If you follow up, it will not be about Corona, but you understand. So I want to give a big shout out to Tally Foods. Tally Foods is all about the African food, African market online and also by call or WhatsApp. However, you will get the best of, African food. She's doing so well. I have this one called, the Kilishi. I think it's not too visible because of the background. Kilishi is something that people are loving so much, and it's not something you buy once immediately you start. You might be addicted to that thing, and it's very healthy. It's okay. It's the real African Kilishi. We have the suya and everything. Let's move on to D Rocket Fashion. D Rocket Fashion deals with African wear and African accessories in all, and we talk about our culture and traditions as well. Then we move on to our Afrithwo. Our Afrithwo is where you can definitely sell your African stuff and buy them. Whilst you are selling, you are buying. So when you get on that platform, bring your people that might be buying your chicken, and also they might buy somebody's fish. You understand? And it's all about African product because we want to make the African product market great. Thank you. We have the Ohima's Kitchen and the Adoma Muchia. Oh, Charlie. The tree they hate too. Adoma Muchia and Ohima's Kitchen. That is where you find out how they are cooking. And yeah, it's very much of fun. Adoma is based in Berlin and Ohima is based in Belgium. So you can follow up on their pages and you see what they are doing. We have Mama Triple N. She's also with the healthy food and stuff that will get you through daily life with kids, and she's doing so marvelous and fantastic. Well, If I might have forgotten yours, that is probably because you haven't been paying your dues. You are free to advertise on this platform. The bigger your l'argent, the more we talk about you. The less your l'argent, we still talk about you. So that is all. We have the Wild Gathering that is with women empowerment. And then also the Royal Consult. If you need any help in the Foreign Office, just contact Royal Consult and you are good to go. Before I go on with this other stuff with the advertising, I just want to quickly invite our panelists that are already here. I don't want to keep them waiting. We will go on. I think we have somebody who is saying hi or say hello, bro. Hello, bro. That is Akwesi Worshipper. Or say hello, bro. Akwesi, thank you very much for joining us. I mean, it's been a while. Your bro, they do something. I know they see you live. So next time they see you here, they do interview. Understand? Or say how you doing, family. I'm doing great. Thank you very much. So they mostly say ladies first, but on this platform, we say first come, first serve. So let me introduce my handsome man in the house. The man with, the beautiful smile. No crowd, Charlie, that guy had some handsome smile. And he's single, please, so anybody online. Here we go with Mekan in the house. Welcome, Mekan. I hope you are good. I think you're on mute right now.
Thank you very much. I'm good. I'm good by the grace of God. I mean, everything is fine. And greetings to our viewers and listeners. I mean, we are grateful to them for being there for us and being around all the time. Because without them, I don't think this program will be a success. So we are grateful to them, and we will just keep telling them to keep supporting and keep sharing. The most important thing is to keep sharing so that whatever we are doing here would be able to reach where it's supposed to reach. So we are grateful to them once again.
Thank you very much. I have a special greeting for you, and it goes like PIC, the man looking handsome.
Straight. I mean, today I'm clothed by the Rocket Fashion. So
Highlight it, highlight it, highlight.
yeah. Today's clothing is strictly by the Rocket Fashion. So I'm just entreating everyone. Wherever you are, we can do the delivery for you. So if you are hearing us, if you are seeing me today, it's by kind courtesy of the Rocket Fashion. Just go to therocketfashion.com, make your order, and then you get it so forth.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much. Thank you. That's great. Akwesi say, tell Mekon should drink water. Well, let's invite our next panelist who is available right now. And she goes by the name Sunshine in the Rain, Bakupe. Let's see. Good evening, Sunshine in the Rain.
Good evening.
I hope you are good. I can see you are struggling with the lights and the background. And
Oh, I don't know how you do yours, that it's always like that.
if I tell you, you go run.
Put it on top of that.
Yeah, so you are welcome. How was your day? Happy Sunday.
Ah, no, I got it right. I'm fine. Good evening.
Good
Happy
evening.
Sunday. Mekan, how are you doing?
I'm great. I just miss you. I miss you so much. But I feel
Also, at also.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly go into the happenings of this year, probably the first or second quarter of this. We have the all white party, all white boat party. And if you need the link for the tickets, just contact TNT. If you know my number, contact me personally. Otherwise, the number that will be showing down there, you can also contact us to link you to the tickets. It's on Eventbrite. If you know Eventbrite, probably you'll find it also there. All White Boat Party. It is coming up on the 4th of June, 2022. And the time is between 7 p.m. and till the end. 24, 24, how do I say? 12 p.m. Exactly, 12 p.m. So that is the time. Then we also have a Takeover Generation Conference in Frankfurt. For all the Christopher, no, this is a program for you. You need to be there. And as you can all see, the lady in green for sure is Dinah. as Minister Diana A. Hamilton. You will see her there. She's live. She has a video going on that she's coming for real. And this woman is so amazing. And of course, Gemma will say, my Venishkite, I will also be there. So
So make
if
sure
you
you
want to
come and
see this young man standing there, make sure you come to the program. Immediately after this program, this might be an old flyer, but then we have Y Extra Live TV on Facebook, and he is also hitting it with some amazing topic. In case you don't know our topic today, this is what I'm showing you right now. And then the last but not the least, not to forget, in case you didn't see, let me if you need the full details, just contact TNT as well. And you are going to get also the link or, the link to register. It is very simple. The main flyer is going to come out and it's going to be amazing. When I see women on the platform, they'll be like, hey, program me. If you've never worn lingerie, then you are not existing. So please, it is an Ishika lingerie party. For those that will love it, please just register. You find also Exotic Event Management on Instagram. Follow up and do your registration. So that leads us to our topic today. Very, very, very interesting topic today. It is just the premarital sex. Is it okay? Is it okay? People have been talking about it and people have been asking, is it a sin? Hmm? Is sex before marriage, is it a sin? And this is the question we have all been asking ourselves. I got to find out that this means that because we are not educated about it, we are doing it. But I don't think so. And that is why we are here. I'm very happy that even with all the lateness, we have two parties here. One is saying it's a no-no, and the other one is saying, make sure you are enjoying it before. Let me tell you something very funny that happened previously, I think not too long, and and please, we are very polite here, so I want to stay polite. A not too wise leader happened to have told someone that because you are having sex before marriage, you are a prostitute. And this statement, that is why I started with a not too wise leader. Because even if we move the premarital whatever from it, prostitution has nothing got to do with you having sex before marriage, but it has something got to do with you selling your body for money. That is prostitution. So if that person might have grown a little bit of intelligence in the IQ world, I believe he would have not used that comment. And I stand here to say, probably if the person is watching, my name is Minister D, Derek Ajimambudu. I can give you my address. Visit me and I will educate you on what is called prostitution. Probably in your Bible school, you didn't learn it. So we continue with what we are doing here because I hate it so much when people use some kind of intelligence on people and they kill their soul and their spirit whilst they don't even know what they are talking about. So let's put that grudge aside and let's come back to our topic. Premarital sex, part 2. Sunshine in the rain, I have to tell you that as we are talking, your partner has not arrived because your partner is the one that is going to stand with you to say it's a no. You understand? Aha. But as for those that are saying it's a go, Nadia, let me introduce my own sister, Constance, in the house. Osidrum, how are you? Constance,
Hello.
good evening. You are looking good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Don't
Last
stop
week I
teasing me.
missed out.
And
Are
we
you
missed you too.
sleeping?
We missed you too. And I can
Yeah,
see
yeah. I
last
hope we all doing fine. Mekon, Gifty. Then you are so early and you are shining.
Mm-hmm.
Straight.
We are
Kind
fine. How
courtesy.
about you? Are you
And
sleeping?
Mrs. Beer too has grown longer. Oh. Have you
Ah,
noticed?
Yeah.
you, I go down to something. You see, all of you, look at your face. You are here. You didn't even say anything
Yeah,
about
they
it.
should have mentioned if it will grow up, I mean it will grow down.
Straight, straight.
All right. So we have our beautiful, I don't know if I should say mother or even just say everything she did inside. She did inside for the positive. You know, these people, when they are everywhere, but they are not, counting. Like, they don't add up. You understand? But this one, they show up somewhere. The add up is guaranteed. You understand? And this goes by the name Stella Weber in the house. You see the smile. You see
Yay.
the smile.
Good evening.
Good
How are
evening.
you?
I'm doing great. I hope you're all fine.
Oh, we are good,
Yeah.
though.
Oh
Do we call you Mama
no.
or how do we call you?
Very sorry. I mean, I'm just hoping. Let me first of all say I'm sorry. My husband is on his program, so I need to just use my mobile phone for now. But I think he
Oh,
will finish soon, and then I will just get my my place back.
no problem at all. No problem at all.
But this
Thank
is
you.
also clear. Yeah, the phone is also clear.
Yeah, it's also clear. Yes.
Yeah, but when a call comes in, then I have everything mess up. Then I have to.
Okay.
But it's okay.
Okay. Okay. So, please, before we start, I just want, I think, Sunshine and Stella Weber, as well as probably Constant, can you please say a little bit about what you do in 1 minute? Somebody told me that you have all this talent on your platform. You never advertise them. Say I do, but let's officially go. I've been getting some backstorm, Please, Sunshine, tell us what you do. You have 1 minute.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a, I'm a house madam. um,
I mean the shooter and the decoration. Tell us now.
Mhm.
oh, my decoration. There's none here. So I do special shittle. I think not everyone is falling here. Some like most Afro shops or some Afro shops knows about my product and can testify that it's delicious.
I can.
So you're bringing one of my bottle. And then I like jack of all trade. If I get your liver, I can sell. If I get your kidney, I
Hey,
can sell.
Allah.
I sell virtually everything. I have everything. Just email me, flash and the co-flash.
Okay, thank you
Just
very
write
much.
to me and then you get what you want.
If you write TNT, you have a discount. Thank you very much. So, yes, Stella Weber, tell us what you do.
Wow. All around all around talented woman. What do I do? I have a catering. I have an NGO. I help people take by their children. I translate. What else, Derek? I sing. I organize festivals. I don't know what I don't really do. That's a lot.
Everywhere.
Wow, we all need talents like that too.
Yeah.
You done with so much of things that you've been doing. Where to start? God is good. Constant, please tell us a little. Design evening. Tell us also a
Mm-hmm.
little bit about what you do.
Yes. So I'm Constance Frimpong. I work with Kumasi Market, one of the largest Afro shop in Mulheim. Yeah, I'm the administrator there. So I'm in charge of the import, export, and most of the paperwork that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm yet to start up.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah, I
this.
think that's basically the little about me that you
Thank
can
you
take
very
from me.
much. Record, please hit us with yours.
I'm a counselor and an advisor, also a consultant. So if you need any advice, you just hit me up. I work fully for TNT, so just in case you don't know, you just hit TNT up. You would reach out to me, and then whatever your need is, we will just sort you out in a minute.
Thank you very much. Not to forget, he's a manager of a music production. That one he
Oh,
forgot to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Also, those that have big, they don't go there. Oh, hey, Charlie.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's read this open comment and then we add up. I was trying to, do some small talk to wait for our evangelist, but I believe she will add up very soon. Bro says, I'll say, bro, for me, it's good to have it first before. Somebody has opened fire already. Very important. And before we start, I have some information that I need to share. And this one goes to Sunshine in the Rain and probably your partner that will come very soon. You people are saying it's a no with the Dremuno, that is the sex before marriage. You understand that they said when you go to Nigeria, the Eurobus, if you don't get pregnant before, nobody's marrying you. So imagine this is my tradition. And then I'm a Christian as well. Today we are not going at the Christian part, but I just want to bring it because last week it was a kind of, Christian thing. And I'm a Christian as well. Now, do I abide by my traditions? Or let's say culture, rather. The culture, or do I say I'm a Christian, so forget about my traditions and culture? Because mind us all that without respecting what God has given to you, you can never reach Him. So how do we go about it? Let me start with this general question. Sunshine Array.
Thank you.
How do you?
You were saying some part in Nigeria, that's their culture. I don't think that the culture is that you are getting all the ladies pregnant, but this is the particular one who has been arranged for you to marry. So
we are talking about sex before marriage, not sleeping around before marriage.
No.
So if I sleep with my partner that I'm going to marry, it is sex before marriage.
Listen, look, I don't like that.
Okay. Let's keep it so that
the question has just hit it's like you've already answered it.
What sort of a culture is that? What sort of a culture is that? So
that
actually,
is
they are trying to, maybe this particular place, they have a problem with, maybe they've had some issues back in the days where maybe the women, or they've been cursed and the women were not getting pregnant or something. So in order for them to know, so that they can grow the lineage of their family, they decided to make this law. But it is nowhere a law that you should test it before you marry the person.
No, it's their culture, not the law.
It's their culture, not necessarily the law.
Like culture is not culture.
I also nowhere. Somebody has to use it nowhere.
Culture is not a law. Culture is the way of life, the way of the people in a community. So it is just for a group of people, a clan, or let's say a group of people like that village. That is their culture, but it is just their way of doing things. It's not generalized to everybody. So I still stand and say it is wrong that they do that.
Stand, Nana, you want to stand. And okay, you know,
I wanted to sing a song. So you would that would remind all of us before we start.
Okay.
There was a musician in Ghana who sang this song, say, "Bemebia Soria of a virgin, and sana why and wedding." And all those things.
And also, so let me tell you, it's a person that sat down to write his song. It cannot be generalized with all men.
With all men.
If I follow your words. Okay, so good. Let's enter into it. Premarital sex. First of all, yes or no and why. Just a brief introduction. Yes or no and why. And then we enter into the main debate. What will happen today is that when we put down the question or any topic, you are allowed to debate till I say stop. So anyone can talk, but please let someone finish talking, and let's cut our talks a little bit short so that other people will also have the benefit of also coming in. Yes, so that is what we are going to do. So just a short intro from everyone. Yes or no and why. Very short.
Wow.
Since the ladies are many, let's start with Meko.
Okay, perfect. Last week I was on the yes part. I was on the yes part, and I'll still stand on the yes part because there is a lot at stake. When we translate this marriage into our dialect, you say aware, which means say nekwan ewa.
Our
So it's
dear.
not something you just go in today and then you back out.
Mhm.
So, and then since sex is, if I should say, the most important part in every marriage, or the most important role in every marriage, if you don't get to fully know this and then you enter into the marriage, I mean, it will be something that is going to worry this marriage or be a hindrance in this marriage till eternity, unless the couple decide to break off.
Mhm.
You see, so I would say that let's let's please, because we are trying to advise others, let's kindly let people know that if this person you intend to marry, you don't know
Person.
this sexual capacity of this person, you marry the person. At the end of the day, you find out that this person, the manhood is probably not working. Or there is also one we say banchedawa ebo. I don't know if we are familiar with that phrase. Banchedawa ebo, where the woman is just lying down like a robot. You see, if a man comes to find out that this is what is happening with this woman, or this is what this woman is about, and then he has already married this woman, what is he going to do? Those are just my stance. What are you going to do?
Thank you.
Unless, of course, maybe you
Your
you are
1 minute.
going to pray so that you get a prophecy. You get a prophecy, which this prophecy is going to describe the sexual capacity of this opposite sex you are going to marry. Then you are going to be sure. You see, before. But
So there
since
is no prophecy like that.
exactly my point, exactly my point, since there is no prophecy which is going to describe this, I mean, please, let's just let
So that is what is going to happen when your 1 minute is up, and I call you and call you. You don't hear. I mute you here. The next person, please.
Yes, Minister, I think last week I couldn't join, but I was bringing my input as to it's a yes for me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's based on experience. 15 years ago, it would have been no,
Mm-hmm.
because that is what I did with, let's say, with my first marriage. It was a no. And that was the criteria I used to choose my husband,
Mm-hmm.
my ex-husband. Because it was like, oh, for me, I'm a Pentecost, I'm a youth leader, and sex before marriage is not a thing. And he said, oh, no problem. I mean, I can wait, you know. And I thought probably I have the best because I think there were about 3 or 4 suitors, but he was the only one who said that, yes, he is willing to sort of wait until you get married.
Mm-hmm.
The others were like, no, for me, I can't. I have to test and see. That kind of thing. And in fact, it was that bad because, as I always say, 15 years ago, my marriage was boring because the bedroom was not a safe haven. It's like I couldn't enjoy sex as sex is supposed to be enjoyed. Because it's like when you are so religious, everything even see sex, like when you are sleeping with your husband, you even want to pray. There are certain styles you see it as it's not of God.
Mm-hmm.
The same mouth you are going to pray with, am I the one going to use to suck your dick? There is a lot of things, but there are some things that really spice up marriage, and sex is it's an integral part of marriage. So if for me for now, I would say yes, because I know what I've been through, and it's like for the second marriage, I wouldn't say it was like the first one, because it's like I tested everything to make sure I am fit enough, ready, and that is okay for me.
Thank you very much. Your 1 minute is up.
Okay.
I love it. Before we go to the next person, no, let me just add our beautiful evangelist Hagar. Welcome to the scene.
Hi. Thank you. Sorry for being late.
Don't worry at all. You just came at the right time. And next time I'll book you the private jet. So whilst we are going, I'll try to put the columns together so that we know those that are on one side. That happens to be our sister Hagar and Sunshine in the Rain up there. And then we have Mekon and Stella Weber on one side in support with Constance because Constance is a co-hoster. So you know that what is going on. Good. So I think the next person to tell us yes or no and why in 1 minute happens to be one of you. I think Sunshine and then Stella Weber and then Sister Evangelist Hagar too will go. Yeah, so Stella, are you still here?
Oh yes, I'm there. All right then. I would say yes, and then at the same time, say it's individual decision, and but I really love women who are very open, and I thank Sister Constance very very much for being extremely open, because my story is similar to her story. If it will be some years back, I would have said no, especially as a pastor's daughter. It will
Mhm.
be a no, 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 and it will be a taboo. But now, being with my husband 11 good years, we started dating, doing everything, had a child before, having engagement 3 years ago, whilst my daddy near close to death. And I mean, I really love what I did, and I can boldly tell you that I would never ever stay somewhere and back those days and say no. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, because at the end of the day, the results count. The results, like the way my dear sister Constance said, was extremely bad. That like home was so terrible.
Oh, I think the connection is a little bit bad.
Yeah, the
We
connection
hope
is
when
I
very
she
bad.
we really
gets
don't
okay.
want to see the fact that being in a relationship, for that long, I don't really like this, seeing a person, because of my Christian brothers, pastors, and co. I have to get married immediately before I had. But that's how we force people to. So sometimes we don't really study the people. We don't study our fiancé. But when you want to take that time to study that person, of course, sex will definitely pop in. So, my dear, I can boldly tell you that for me personally, it's a yes, and
Thank
I,
you
I,
very
I really did not regret it.
Thank you very much. Bless you. Now we have Sunshine. That is the part two of the party. Anyone can go, Sunshine or Evangelist. Anyone can go. Because I know for sure the explanation you here, because I know it's a no. Yeah, I mean, who know, no.
So I'll go. So I still stand by to say no. The fact that I practice it does not mean that I should go out there and encourage anybody else to do it. Now, the advantage and the disadvantages of it is that. So I would say, if you go into it and you realize that is not what you want, and so what? You go to the next person, or you will stay there and manage it. So now you go into someone, you go down with someone, you go into it, you realize that it's too weak for me, it's too soft for me. You go to the next one and you realize it is just like this, and then it's not okay. And then you go to the next person, and then so like, what are you then up to? You understand? So I would say that it is also better that normally you get to know the person. You guys can do so many things to get to know each other. You don't have to go down with someone before you get to know the person. Virtually, when you rather go down with someone, you don't even get to know the person any better, because this one overtakes your mind and overtakes your head, that you don't even see the red flags and you don't see anything else. Or it tells you, like, you tend to have this idea that, oh, I have giving myself to this person, so let me stay with this person so that I don't have to be changing and changing. So you see that even if it's not what you want, you are forced to stay in because you think that you have shown yourself to the person. You guys have gone too connected, and so you cannot go further. So I would still stand and say there is nothing to look for down in people's panties. Let's stay with our panties on.
Okay. Okay, Evangelist, the voice in your thoughts.
Yes, yes. I support what my sister just said very much. That is it. It's a no for me too. It's a no. Because you don't need to know a person through sex. And you don't need to, like I was saying, Minister, yes, you wanted us to put religion and all those things aside. I'm not talking about just religion. You see, all of us, everybody believe we were created by someone and the person is God. Everybody under the surface of the earth believes that we were all created by God. And God has set rules for us. And there is no way we can do.
Oh, it's the connection again.
Hmm. Today they have sacrificed other people's connection for my own.
Yeah. Oh,
Say if
it's
she
so
comes back,
sluggy.
probably she will continue that part. I just wanted her to finish so that when she was talking,
I don't know if you can still hear me. I just
yes,
got disconnected.
yes, we can hear you. It's left with the video. Or is there a delay as well?
Hello, Minister.
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, in case the connection is bad, just go off and come back in probably
Yeah.
to work. Okay. So yes, like I said, it is open. Sasha Saka Unkwao.
So
Derek, Derek, excuse me. I have a question to my dear sister. Because if I did really hear it very well, she said she did it before. Okay, now we are not talking about like you going in specially or specific for sex and then go out and go there and go there. Because when I married and that marriage broke up, it's the same like what you are talking. But I can save this marriage once I mean, because I per se, Derek know my story. I got married to a or an ex-husband, let me and then at the end of the day, we have to, just go when we have a child with him. But then when I got married, right now the one I have, we were studied.
Oh, this connection. Please try to
Yeah.
steal other people's
It's
connections so that
sluggy.
today you stay off. Connect. Let me quickly read before she comes back. Okay, I think she's back. I see, bro, I just want to ask, can you all buy a new car today without testing it? Okay. Anyway, so to your song, I say Patrick Tom is good. Pass everything. Okay, so please continue. I don't know.
Minister,
Evangelist will finish what she was
okay.
saying so that we
Yes.
just
Hmm.
run into the program then.
Oh, okay, sorry, I got disconnected. So, like I was saying, if we disobey God, we will have problem. God said this is what He hates: sex before marriage. The Bible calls it fornication.
Mhm.
God created us in His own image, and He doesn't want us to commit fornication because He calls it prostitution. When you give yourself to someone whom you are not married to, you are prostituting your body. And at the end of the day, it displeases God, and anything that displeases God also allow the devil to have his own way in your life. So sex before marriage is not good. For me, it's a no and a no again. I was
I
into
just
it.
want to ask a question just before you land.
Mm-mm.
Yes,
Religiously, fine, but in reality,
yes.
is this thing being sin? Because it's easy to say that this God hates this God, but how many
Okay.
people have it helped?
Yes, that is the issue here. In reality, it is also not good because, like our sister Sunshine was saying, okay, like I'm going to test this person and see if the person everything is working, if it is, if the pennies, let's say, if it is working, if it is good enough for me. And at the end of the day, I enter into sex with the person and I realize I'm not compatible with the person, the size of the thing is not good enough for me, then I need to change and go for another person. And you enter into the another relationship and you realize that too is not okay for you. So you go about sleeping with so many people just because you want to test the person's thing before you get into marriage. It is not good, because at the end of the day, you are selling yourself to people, to men who are not supposed to see your nakedness. And they will see your nakedness and they devalue you. Your value as a woman is being devalued. So you need to abstain from it. Keep yourself. I think if you trust in God enough, He Himself will guide you to the right person. And it is not sex that is going to let marriage last. Sex is just a portion of it. Marriage does not depend on sex. You can't sustain even a marriage with sex. And so you cannot say because you are entering into marriage and you think if you don't have sex before it, you if you don't test the person when you get into marriage, you will not be able to stay with the person. Then
Minister,
you are lying to
I
yourself.
think there is
Yes,
a misunderstanding somewhere.
I think we are not being real. We are not
I
being
am
real
being
Yeah,
with
real
there
to
is a
everybody.
myself. No,
misunderstanding.
Please
I
That
am
is
wait,
what
wait,
I'm
wait.
Hold on,
saying.
hold on,
no,
hold
no,
on, hold
no,
on,
no, please.
hold
I
on,
am
hold on,
being real. You are talking about what you believe or what you think. I'm talking about what I think. I am being real to it.
Let
I
me let
said
me
it
let
is
me
a
let,
no.
let,
hold
The
hold
let
on
fact
me
a
that
tell
you
you
second for me.
why.
Hold
Let
on
me
a
tell you
second for
why
me.
you are not being
Everybody,
real.
please hold on a second. I just
yes,
before I wanted actually Evangelist Hager to land her introduction as everybody had 1 minute to say what he or she wanted to say. Then we drop in as we did in the beginning the rules so that we know how the communication can go, and then we move on. So please, if she can just land her point, and then we start. It's just an introduction of what you stand for.
Okay.
Actually, because of the interference, the 1 minute is dead. But let her. You still have some 30 minutes to finish your line. Why is a no? So when you're done, we move on.
okay. So like I said, it's still a no for me, and I think it's in a form of prostituting my body just because I want to test the person's thing to see if it is working or it's not working. So if I go in and it's not working for me, I need to change and go for another person. It's called prostitution. I am being read to it. I've been there before, but I know it is not good. And I won't encourage anybody to try it, because even if you try it and it works for you, and the thing is, and like what you like or the size is how you want it, when you enter into the marriage, you will still encounter problems. It is not the sex that is going to sustain you. So for me, it is a no.
Thank you very much. So now we are getting into it, and just to explain to everyone, I want us to keep our what we have to say short, right?
Okay.
So that the next person will also have a chance to talk. Now here comes the
Yes.
thing. When she is talking or he is talking and another one grabs in, we don't hear anything. That is one
Yeah.
thing. So always when somebody start, let the person land. If you have something to say, give me a sign and then you be the next person, right? Then we
Okay.
do it that way so that everybody can hear whatever is going on. Number two, when I say stop and you don't hear me, the third stop, I will mute you. We want to keep it professional here so that everybody has the chance to communicate. If I see you are also not talking for a long time, I'll call your name because we are here to debate. The other thing is, let's respect the topic. The topic is not sleeping around. The
That's
topic
right.
is sex
That's
That's
before.
what I
right.
wanted to come in. Yeah.
That's right.
hmm
So it is about me having a partner that I want to probably get married to or
Yeah.
never marry. And I've decided to sleep before. Of course, these things can come in like when I sleep with you and it's not working, I might move on. But the moving on is the, let's say, the disadvantage of it, right? But the sex before marriage, na ankasa is what we are talking about. Say, is it good or is it bad? And I think before Evangelist Hager came in, I asked this question. I want to put it on screen. I was saying that a man of God actually told someone, because you are with your boyfriend and you are sleeping with that boyfriend, not sleeping around, but sleeping with your boyfriend, you are doing prostitution. Please give me a second and let me quickly add this to it. Just a second, please. Okay, I think it is here. Yes. Is it there? No, I have to skip. Okay, so I want us to have a clear understanding about the word prostitution, because the same English that was written by the white man has been defined here in the Oxford Dictionary. It says that the practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment, that is prostitution. So that at least we come there, because I believe most of us, before, I used to also think that I actually went into that. Like I said, I'm not getting on anybody's comment, but I want us to understand something here so that we move on. So the ball is open. My question is, everybody has explained why yes, why no. Now let's get
Okay.
into the discussion and everybody's mind before we get to the next.
Let me quickly jump in because I don't want to miss the point. The reason why I said Evangelist Hagar is not being real was what Minister just described. If you meet someone and you want to marry that person, I think the sex is part of it, but it doesn't have to be the main identifier. You understand? Because before you get intimate with anyone, you might have known that person. You might have known whether that person is good or bad for you. And then the last portion will be the sex part. It's not like you just meet someone and you want to you want to know whether the person is real or not, or for you or not for you, or marriageable or not marriageable, depending on the sex. That is not what we are saying. What we are saying is, after seeing his good side, the bad side, finances, everything, you still have to know the sexual capacity of the or capability of this person. Now, in talking about the identification, there are some women, or okay, let me use women because men it's rare, but women it's most common, who are frigid. When we say frigid, they don't have feelings. You understand? So, looking at this kind of person, you don't know this person. This person has never had sex before, or gone into anything sexual before, being it real sex or anything at all. Not even a kiss. How does this person identify himself, herself as? Let me say, how does this person identify her sexual orientation if she hasn't had sex before? You understand? So in talking about sex before marriage, it is important because of that sexual identification. In the end, you even come to realize that some of them, at the end of the day, they don't even like men. You understand? They don't even have feelings for men. But just because everyone is getting married, they would also want to get married. Let's put the religious aspect aside, because if we keep bringing in the religion has really suppressed us into doing some things that are not even for us. You understand? Because of the way the teachings go, and in most churches, the interpretation of the Bible is mostly different. The way your pastor will preach in your church is not the way my pastor will preach in my church. A pastor will say tithe is good, another pastor will say tithe is not good. You understand? So let's put the religion aside and let's face reality. You understand? Let's face reality. If the couple are both, let's say, virgins, and they don't keep doing it just so they develop the natural feeling of having it, how can they do it after marriage? What will change? It won't change anything. So whilst in marriage, maybe the man or the woman falls into temptation with another man or another woman elsewhere, and then he or she realizes that, no, I had the NFA, it's nice this side. What do you think will happen to the marriage? The marriage will break down complete. You understand? So in halting my first argument, I will say that sexual identification is very, very important. And if you don't identify this your sexual orientation, at the end of the day, the marriage will never ever ever stand. that is where I'll end with my first argument.
Thank you very much. So now we throw it back to the
Yes,
no-no
I just wanted to chip in something.
chip
You
in.
see, one thing I realized about the church is sex is not discussed.
Sex is not
Openly, it's not discussed.
okay. Mhm.
We don't discuss sex in church. The only thing that we do is probably God hates fornication. God hates idolatry. Idolatry. Yeah, adultery. Sorry. Yes, we just leave it like that. It's the only times that you see, and even then, it's only the charismatic that are really taking that bold stand. For the Orthodox churches, and nobody talks to you about marriage. All they tell you is submit to your husband. Submit. But what are you, when we say submission, what exactly are you submitting to? During counseling, it's only during counseling that if you have a very good counselor, he will really come out and tell you point by point how you should have it. But even then, if you don't get a good counselor, they will just make it open because they assume you should know. The reason why I'm saying this is in most African family homes, this is not discussed, especially where the religion is so high. My father being an elder of the church, hardly would you even see him hugging my mom or something. Love is affection is not displayed openly. So everything is like you have to know. So when you look at most of us from Africa, it's like we learn sex from our friends or from what we read. Nobody comes to the pulpit to preach about sex because one thing they know is fine, sex is a sin. They say, wait till you get married, wait till you get married. But one thing about sex is the highest form of intimacy in every relationship is sex. You can know the person through a whole lot of things. But if that sexual contact is not there, you don't really term it as a relationship. It's just like a normal friendship. Here is the case you are planning to marry, you have it on record that yes, this is the person I am choosing to spend the rest of my life with. We are not saying that go and be testing people. The one that you are sure, what I would have thought is probably you test and see that oh, probably there are some loopholes somewhere. Then the two of you see if you can work it out before going into the marriage. Because whether we like it or not, if we say it's not only sex that makes up marriage, fine. But I tell you, a lot of the challenges come because of sex is boring or probably the expectations of sex are not met. So it brings other problems. Let me give you a typical example, just like me, because my first marriage, I didn't know what was called. It's like I've had doggy style, but the first time it's like I tried it.
What?
I wasn't doggy style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't like, in fact, it was painful and so harsh. So I just have to push the man off like, no, you are hurting me. And he was like, no, this is something I should get. Ah, don't you know, we are all graduates. Don't you know this simple styles? And I'm like, no, what I know is missionary. The one that we are expecting to give birth. That is what I want.
Yes.
So that is what, and you see that he gets angry because it's like every time you want to lie down, either that style alone. So it was a big challenge. And who are you going to talk to? In the Christian setting, are you going to tell us of mommy or the pastor? You can't boldly come out and say that my husband, I don't like the sex with it's a big challenge. We have to be very, very realistic as we are all Christians. We are not worshiping any other God apart from Jesus. But realistically, we have to tell couples who are ready for marriage. Please, let's look at that one. Ready for marriage, not just relationship going about anyhow. Because when you see that when you are ready for marriage, there are certain things you do. You prepare for counseling, you visit the guy, you do the whole lot of things. And that's where the attraction is. So if we don't have sex, it's not like every day, but have it, look at the deficiencies or probably things you think, oh, this will make it work. Then we go, that is just what we are advocating for. It's not as if we are going to be testing and that
Thank
kind of
you
thing.
very
Yeah.
much. I know before the other party goes on, and I can see how Stella is very ready. Let me read some comments here. Cardio will kill person today. I said, did Moses get married before sex? Were the disciples married before sex? Was King David married before sex? Why do we just quote the Bible when it favors us? Evangelist, sorry, but you are making no point. Okay. So I'm going to say that, bro, Cardio, this is not about the Bible, bro. Can you buy a car for also the car? And then I say, see, put the Bible aside and consider fact and reality. What has Satan got to do with penis and vagina? Sorry
Oh,
for my words. And Bobo Ya Boski, that is my own brother that I recently met. Welcome to the platform. Say nice work. Thank you very much. Or say sex is good all the time. And the last comment from say African churches won't do it since Osofo Mame and Osofo themselves are in the dark in some missionary position. As some okay, so this the ball is thrown to let me use the word opposition, but we are not fighting each other. It's the exchange of opinion here. So next party, Sunshine, I want you to go because your smile is becoming too much. I don't know if it is the doggy style and Emma smile. And us. Okay, so it's on your side, guys. You can anyone can go, but of you. You are on mute, I guess.
Okay. On our side, okay, Sunshine is
Yeah,
talking.
Sunshine,
speaking back
your
her
microphone
two
is
of
on
yeah.
mute.
Sorry.
Yes.
I actually don't want to have I don't want to go to the Bible, any quotations to back up my. I want to just use the moral facts. Like I said, the fact that I practice it, I wouldn't tell my son, go and practice it. I would not tell my little sister, go and practice it. You understand? If there was something good, oh, there was something good that came out of it. Actually, I got children.
Thank you for saying the truth.
You
Before
know,
you
at
see
the end
this,
of the day, at the end of the
before
day,
you
at
see,
the end of
Sasha
the
will
day,
convert to them. Trust me.
yes, at the end of the day, it wouldn't be like Derek and Miami, you understand, whereby you have the left helping the right and the right helping. So these are some of the things we are saying. It's your body. You have every right to go and do what you want to do with it. But remember, there are consequences going to come out of it, and you have to bear the consequences squarely. Now you go and do it because you said you want to go and do it. You go and do it. No one goes into a relationship, like I always say, no one goes into a relationship hoping not to be married. No one goes into a relationship and thinks that and says, I'm going to try it for 2 months. Going into a relationship with this one for 2 months and all that and all that. So everybody goes into a relationship hoping to be married. And so if this person tells you, I will marry you, and that is virtually it. We all were young before. They'll say, you are mine, whatever, I will marry you. And a man can actually sit with you and plan, make a wedding plan with you, only to get down there. He's not going to marry you. And then at the end of the day, you are going to have a broken heart.
Wait, oh, please. I'll get into your seminar you are saying right now. You said a man can actually have wedding plans with you, right? And just to get into your plan, that means there's no guarantee for the sex before or not before, right?
No, I am standing for I'm standing for no. So if you are saying you are going to do it, like my auntie Constance said that you have to do it and check things, and then just before you marry, that means you are sure it is the one you are going to marry that you are going down with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that that person can also lead you along, only at the end of the day to disappoint you. There are so many people who last minute they are in their wedding gown standing in the
Okay,
church, and the
okay,
men
that was my
didn't show
question
up.
anyway. No problem. Yeah, go on.
But please let me quickly chip. Let me
I
quickly
think
chip.
she's not done. It's not done.
Yeah.
I'm chipping it in that
Mute. Be mute.
Yes.
Finish pass.
So I still say it's a no. It's a no because you are going to face the consequences that comes out of it squarely. You can have pregnancies coming out of it, and because you are ashamed and you are not ready, you will go have an abortion. You can have STDs. You can have broken hearts. You get and the spiritual bondage. I am not talking of religion. Those writing Matthew, Mark, and Luke and John. There's a spiritual bondage in going down on someone. My kids are around, so that's the word I can use.
Oh,
There's the spiritual bondage of
Sunshine,
going
just
down.
just one thing. You know, I went through all that, but I still collapsed within 3 years.
Thank you. I want to say something. I think I'm having a big problem here because um I don't know what we are talking about. We are not talking about women and men going around, their aim is just to go around and test this and test this and test this and test this. And we are also not talking about teenagers
Yeah,
who are now coming and feel like, okay, let me just go and have fun here. We are talking about a relationship whereby you've been in it, getting ready to marry.
yeah,
We
You see,
actually
I'm
had the
having,
topic, and the topic
okay,
was
let me,
pre-marital. It did not
exactly.
say a relationship that is. There was no specification. And as we are
Let me correct
discussing
so
this,
that we let me
anybody
correct so that
above
we go on.
18 years.
Let
But
me
there is
correct so that
marriage
we go
too.
on.
Let,
No,
wait,
no,
Premarital
let,
no,
sex
me-
no,
let
no.
before
me,
marriage.
Yeah,
let me correct so that we go on. I
um,
believe that when we were talking,
mhm,
I came in again to make
mhm,
sure we have understood what we are talking about.
mhm.
And I made mention of the that is sex before marriage. I have someone I have met. I am getting ready to
To
whether
get
marry
married.
or
That's
probably
right.
I don't believe in marriage. It
So we
doesn't
are
matter.
talking about
But I want
fiancé.
to live my life with this person. Is
That's
it
right.
good to have sex before or not?
Thank you. So thank you for correction. Let me
No,
tell you, let me give my grandfather and my grandmother as an example that I look up to them. Do you know something? They got married at the age of 75. They did wedding. We were all there.
75.
When they were 75, the wedding gown, my
they
auntie was the
married
one.
for over 40
Wait,
years.
my auntie in Dortmund was the one who bought the wedding gown. We, the
Wow.
grandchildren, we were made of Anna and here and there and there, there, there. It's okay. I'm not saying that everybody should be like my grandmom and my granddad. They gave birth to 15 children. And now it was the same man, the same woman. They stayed together till death do them part. The reason why I was trying to come in with that thing is that it's not everybody
Yeah.
who have the money and everything to do this so-called wedding here. And I did it before, so I know what I'm. It's not everybody who have the access and everything. That means that they should just stay till they marry, get that thing, and marry before they have sex. That is my first question to my dear two sisters. And what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to let the whole topic be very, very clear on the platform because we are not talking about. It's like it look like you are like everything based on you are going to test here, going to test there, and if it's not good, and then you no. I don't think any matured woman would do that. We are not talking about I'm going to test and then if I go to my brother and it's not good then I find my way. No, that's not what we are talking about. We are talking about two people meet together, they fall in love, think, oh, we are getting, I stayed with my husband for almost 10 years, almost 9 to 10 years. We have a child and then we got married. We did our engagement, everything is cool, we are okay. I mean, I will not force. That's the reason why I said it's individuals. I've married before, and when I met the guy, I didn't know him. We met, and then we got married because of the church, because of how people will be, seeing us and talking. So I know the difference, and I think we should allow people, especially my dear sister. When you came here and you were like, "Oh, when you do that, you're a prostitute," I was like, "Oh, a Christian." You don't judge. You allow people. Yeah, no. Sometimes we
Yeah.
have to value each other. That the words that we use for one another, we have to be very careful and mindful about that because when you say I thank God that Derek, one thing I love about Derek is that before you use a word, find the definition. You cannot
Mhm.
say prostitute without you if you understand that word prostitution. As a prostitute, I
Look,
am just
Stella,
going
I
there.
will,
Yes.
Stella,
I think
let me, hold
evangelist
on.
still has some to our reason and society.
There be me man can say yeah, so let me finish. Let
Oh,
me go. Let
Ah,
me
okay,
finish with
no,
my.
yeah, all right, sorry.
Let me do my discussion. Let me
Okay,
finish.
then. Yeah.
And then now we
Ebe-
are
ebe
having
say,
an educational program. An educational program is what we are here sitting down and having. So if she said something which you think is an attack or she's trying to judge, she's not judging. She's actually,
Yes.
because last week you were not here, I said that
Okay.
what we are doing goes very far.
Mm.
18 years old children are going to watch it, 19 years old children are going to watch it and everything. So what you practice and it worked for you, you don't impose it into the system for everybody else to do it. That is why I'm telling you that I am a victim, but I'm not going to sit here and be corrupt and tell everybody, go and practice it. I will never tell my son I will never sit my son down and tell him to go and
And
And that's
practice.
the reason
just
why I say it's
because it didn't work for
individual.
you,
I say
just
individual.
because it didn't work for you,
And
doesn't
I'm
mean
not
it won't work
judging.
for
And
anyone.
wait a minute, let me correct. I'm not judging. Mindful of the words that we use towards one another. It's not judging. Just to, before you use a word, you have to
You
find
use
the
the word
meaning
that
of the word. That is my
Okay, as you can all see, I have muted everyone. The reason is I told you today we are going to be strict because we are many and I want us to keep that discipline. The thing is, everybody has an opinion. And if I say go and I feel that the go means this to me, I'm open to express. And the person who says whatever is still here. You understand? To say that is not what I meant. Number two, that was the reason why I always say that if you read my comment, please be on the platform 10 minutes before so that we sort all these things we are doing on my live show backward. Yes, it's not right. You get me? So
yeah.
this, you have to, you have to. That's not what we are doing here. If you read my message, it is 10 minutes before program come on. So that I tell you what we are going to do is not a fight. It's not this. It's not that. Then we all
Yeah,
say
we are
each other,
personal
That's right.
we
opinions.
go
Yeah.
on. That is the reason why. So please, now we are continuing. It's a debate. And in debates, voices can go high, explanations can be really targeted, and however, at the end of the day, we are all one family trying
That's
to
right.
bring out something.
That's right.
Number two, just because I did something and I'm saying I'm still standing for it, doesn't mean I'm misleading someone, but
That's
that
right.
is what I stand for.
That's
And it's okay. And me too, what I stand for, that is why. So we are here to debate, not for all of us to say amen, yes.
yeah.
So please, we
Yeah.
can continue. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't
So
think Sister
I,
Stella.
I,
Evangelist Ega Pacho,
I've not spoken.
please, Evangelist Ega,
And
that's why.
exactly. Okay, so before I go on, I think someone asked a question, but I don't know if I can answer the person about
You can
Moses and
answer.
all those people. Yes, please. Moses got married first before he had sex. The apostles too, they were married before even they became apostles as of it. And as I was making my point, I was not judging anybody. I wasn't judging anybody. I'm just standing for where I believe. So I think everybody can talk about what they believe here, or what they know is right. For
That's
me,
right.
I still stand for the no. The reason is like, okay, I've met a person, I love the person so much, and I know this is the person I want to marry. What is my motive of having sex with a person? Like, is it because I'm doing is it am I doing it because I love the person, or I'm doing it because I want to test the person to see if the thing is okay for me? So my answer to this is, if it is because I love the person, if it is because I'm doing it because we love the person, and the passion is there. When you meet someone you love, like I said last week, that desire is there. It comes automatically because you love the person. The passion is very there. So if you are doing it because you love the person, then you can wait, because if it is love driving purpose, and it's not because you are testing to see if something is right or good with it, and your motive is because you love the person, then nothing will stop you from abstaining and getting into the marriage first before you have sex. Because if you want to know that the person, if there is nothing wrong with the person, but you are doing it because of love, if you enter into the marriage and you realize that something is wrong with the person, the same way you could have helped the person before you had married, you get married, the same way you would have helped the person to solve the problem, is the same way you can also help the person in the marriage to solve the problem.
Question.
So if it's not because you are testing the person to see whether the thing is working or not, and your motive
Please,
is because you love the person
Sister
and you know this is the person you are getting
Evangelist.
married to. Yes.
Evangelist, one question.
Mhm.
One question.
Uh,
The difference here is, if you are married, you are married.
Okay.
If there are some people who are so stubborn that if you try to solve the problem, they won't work with you,
That's
or
right.
they will
Thank
be
you.
lazy about it.
Yeah.
So before marriage, if it doesn't work, if you try your best and it doesn't work, you can break up and leave it there. But if you are married already, what would you do? Divorce, or
Yeah.
still go on when the person is not willing to work with you? That is my question.
okay, I think Evangelist, this one goes straight to you. So,
Okay, I think that is why, like I said, that we must understand the concept of marriage.
hmm,
When you get married to a person, you are not going there because the person is perfect in every way, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, whatever it is. You are not getting married to the person because the person has everything 100% right. So if you marry the person because you love the person and you get married to, and if you are in a marriage, I'm sorry, I'm saying this, if what you are facing is not something that is going to kill you, then you need to help the person solve the thing. It
Excuse
does
me?
not matter, because yes, in the concept of marriage, you are there to help the person. As a woman, that is how I know we are men, the helpers of men. So for example, if I
Reality.
get into marriage
Reality.
and there is something wrong with my partner sexually, I, as the partner, must help the person. I must be willing. And I think if you love the person and you come to agreement with the person and let the person know you are with a willing heart and you are willing to help the person will also help you, and both of you can help and can solve the problem together.
Let me just give you
Sweetie,
just one
I wanted
example.
to.
Yes.
Just I'll use myself as an example. In my first marriage, in which the bedroom was very bad because we didn't even have any sex before we got married. After some time, for let's say about a month into the marriage, my ex-husband then preferred going to a whorehouse. You see, and then when he comes, he tells it to my face that you are good for nothing. You are not good sexually. You only have brains for books.
hmm,
But at home, I don't see your value. I prefer going there. And he will come and tell me all this. You
hmm,
see, last time I said that it took me 12 years to study the nature of men, to study sex. I did a lot of research. And what we are saying, maybe we might see it as we are just saying, but in reality, things are really happening. A lot of young couples are going
Reality.
through a
Please
lot.
Yes,
stress on
we are
it.
all talking
And
about
most of
Reality.
reality.
us are
Yes, yeah.
Christians. Most of us are Christians. Some will not speak it out. Some will be, and they will
Mm-hmm.
just be for the sake of society. And for the sake of what people will say, let me keep it like that and be suffering. Some of us are not like that. The time I got said, like, no, I can't stand for this bullshit. I got married at the age of 24. My husband was 26, and he was so sexually active. But when we were dating, I couldn't see all that because he was like, he was in my tune. He was tuning to what, oh, we go to church every day, every Wednesday and Friday prayer. Let me join. He was just doing it. And I was like, no, I've got a perfect gentleman. But the reality on the ground, it was that bad, especially the bed, because once the bedroom was bad, he doesn't feel comfortable coming home. He prefers staying outside, mingling with other females. Ignore your feelings. These things, I tell you, the church will not say anything. They don't have anything to do about it. All they will say is pray. But I tell you, in reality, a lot of couples are suffering. The church, we have a lot of duty. We have a lot of things to do. For me, when I get the opportunity to counsel people, I go straight to them.
Point.
Mention it as it is because I have been there. I know how difficult the emotional abuse alone, it's enough. We don't just say, wait. Fine. That is what the Bible says, because we will not preach it because we don't want to encourage everybody having sex around. We want to protect the church. But let's be realistic on people who are getting married, those who are ready saying that they are yet to say I do. We are studying ourselves. We are going through counseling. Please, let's be factual and tell them the real truth, so that this divorce, see how the rate of divorce is so high, and
Yeah,
majority are Christians.
and the
We
Christians.
know the Bible, but when it comes to our marriages are breaking down. So we really have to be very, very realistic with this information that we are giving out. It's not as if we are against the Bible, we are against fornication or that, but let's be real.
I think you have a
Minister,
new name, and very shortly, I think. Okay, this is a preach evangelist Constance. So now you have a new name. That's what we are going to do.
Minister,
And before, when you are done, I think Sunshine will have to answer to it because Sunshine's
Ato.
partner is gone.
All right.
Where is she
Yeah,
gone
please,
to?
please, no. It wasn't when she's gone to.
I'm making that difficult time for
So,
you.
Stella, you finish yours, then Sunshine
Yes.
can.
I thank my two co-guys, and I think Christians, we are living a kind of fake life. We are doing a covering up. We
Yeah.
cover a lot of things up and come out and pretend as if everything is all right. Whilst the people that we call them worldly are enjoying everything, every bit of
Mm-hmm.
their life.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes in times like this, we have to be very open and discuss and talk about issues and, like find solutions to the problems that we are all facing. Okay.
Yes.
I have a question. My question is, let me go back to our forefathers. Our
Before,
forefathers
is a general question so that Sunshine
is
can.
a
Uh-huh.
general question, I think.
Okay,
Our
okay.
forefathers, those days,
That
especially my
question.
grandfather and my grandmom, they were not having that, let me say, that much of money to marry at their young age
Mm-hmm.
because they got to know each other very young.
Mhm.
So they stayed together as married couples. Family accepted them. They gave birth to 15 children. And after that, after 75 years, they saw that, like, they were like, okay, this is the time for us to do our wedding. And as Christians, they build churches and Presbyterian stars. How do we call those people?
Mm.
How do we call them married couples? Or how do we call such people? That is my first question that I want to know and understand.
Okay,
And then
before I throw this question to the opposition, let me quickly ask so that I also be clear about it. You mean like they didn't get married is it the church form or the traditional form? Both.
no, both.
Okay, okay, that's all I want to know. Because sometimes we overrate the word marriage into the white
It's
wedding.
white wedding. Yeah. No, no,
Exactly.
Yeah.
no, no,
So
no,
they
both.
didn't marry at all, but okay, I get
Both.
it.
Yes, both. They stay together as married couples, I know them as married couples
And
until
they were
the day that I was
Christians.
like, ma, so you guys say you're not going to, and we were all born, we were grown up, and really, we did enjoy them. And they died. My grandfather died at the age of 90. Grandmother died at the age of 93.
Not just say even crowd weren't okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that whether you have sex before the marriage or not, if you love each other and you stay together, you stay together.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You can wait till whatever. We, as the two of us, we are talking from our own experience. You can wait till you do tell whatever. I did engagement. I did Stadesamt. I did white wedding. The whole meal. I tell you, it was wow. But at the end of the day, it was is it a throwing money away or something? I don't know how to call it.
Hmm. Hmm.
You see, so
Fanfic.
sometimes, yeah, it's true. Sometimes we have to. We are not, my dear sister. We are not really trying to base on only sex so that the whole thing will look like only sex, 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 sex.
Yeah.
No, no. We are trying to let people know that I always say that we should allow people to take their own decisions because at the end of the day, it is you, it is me.
Hmm.
Whatever I find myself in, I will be the person. But we shouldn't try to make the whole thing look like, oh, it's a sin. My dear, sin. If we start counting sin, it's more than what we are talking about.
Nobody is worthy.
We are not perfect.
Yeah.
We are not perfect. So sometimes we should allow people to live their life the way they feel is good. for them, because we all know the Bible say a kind of kind panel, and the whole thing you can choose your own person over so. Oh, do you
Thank you very
feel
much.
like doing this
For
is okay?
Stella,
If
for
I'm not doing
Stella
it
to go
okay.
all out like this, that means I say Bishop, yeah,
No,
it's no.
yes, I told them, yeah, I'm real who the way are sometimes, Africans, especially Africans, our marital life goes.
Mhm.
My dear, we are not talking over it, but I have couples here and there. Obidi Obiatina for 10 good years, almost five. And if I tell you the story, you will cry. And the marriage is now. Obani see, I'm talking about Christians. I'm not talking about people who doesn't go to
Mm-hmm.
church. I'm talking about
Yeah.
a good Christian, a musician. I'm talking about the guy open Bible no kind. You see, the woman you have problems, because to me all the time you cannot do this cover up thing and make the whole thing look like okay. No, the problems are there.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Sunshine, I can see Haga Man and Sasuba. Sunshine, please come in there.
Okay.
She asked a question, say the parents were together for a long the grannies were together for a long time. They didn't mind, and they are actually Christians, right? I'm not bringing it back to the Christian stuff, but that is what she said. And they got married at the age of
Yeah.
75, right?
Mhm.
So what does it make them? Have they sinned over years, or like what does it make them? Is it the premarital? Did it lead them to a better or a negative aspect of relationship?
So first of all, if you want us, like if we are debating on the premarital sex,
Yes.
then
Mm-hmm.
we should have all
Angles
ideas are supposed to be welcomed for
of.
and
Yeah.
against. Yeah, but if
Yeah.
the against is going to condemn the fact that for it does not have the right to speak, then I
Oh
hold
no
my
no no
case.
no
Then I have nothing
no.
to argue about.
Yeah.
Now she's saying that her forefathers and her four whatever parents stayed together and practiced that and are still together. Now
Mhm.
they did not the father knew the forefather, whatever grandfather knew only the grandmother and stayed with her and didn't just go from pim 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 pim. That is what we are talking about. We are talking about this modern world, this practice and relationship. It's not working and it's not going to get better because you we are never satisfied with one. We
Mhm.
are all never satisfied with one. And now I want to ask that for what reason is a woman created? Is a woman created for pleasure, for a man to be feasting or men to be feasting on her when they want to satisfy their pleasure? Now, I want to also ask that any sex, any adult is from 18 years, any adult practicing sex before marriage, what is it called? Is it premarital sex or it is fornication or it is prostitution? I have,
So I
those are
think for
what I have to
prostitution,
say.
you
Okay,
found the
so
term
So
already.
we are
Prostitution
Yeah.
not
doesn't
getting,
come
we are
in
not
here.
getting the
This
discussion
is
right.
far from.
I am
This is.
I'm being honest. We are not getting the discussion right. It's not being productive.
Yeah.
We.
So for me, I think it's
I
very,
think.
very productive, but maybe you are not getting the point. You see, if you are saying for you bring out the fact as to why. That's why I'm saying that for me, I am basing on my experience. This is my advice. But the fact that you are being advised doesn't mean that is solid. That is the whole thing. You have to take it. In this modern day, we still have virgins. Whilst it's
Yeah.
even very difficult, but I know they are virgins. You see, there are people who will still abstain, who abstain no matter what themselves. But we are all not the same. Sometimes that's why we always call majority carries the vote.
Mhm.
Majority are going through this. But then we lay all it down. You see, so don't let look at it as if we are not having a productive issue here. It's very, very, very productive.
Please let me
Unless
put this
evangelists
No,
across.
come in
can I talk
Evangelist,
to you?
and have been up with
Evangelist,
help.
there you come. Yes, I think my
Yes.
question to what Stella said was actually not answered, to be honest. But then let's go to Evangelist Hager and then
Mm.
Mekong. You can,
Okay.
Okay, like I want to say something here. For
please.
our sister Stella's question about the whole thing about the grandparents, I think you see God's motive for us is to get married. And what your grandparent did was the best. It's initial at the initial stage, I would say that it wasn't like you were asking, is it a sin or it's good because they had sex before marriage. For the start, what they did, as you are asking, yes, it was a sin because a sin is, what is a sin? A sin is when you do something against the will of God. That is how it is called a sin. But at the end of the day, they got married and it pleases God, because even if you want to ask in that context that is it a sin, when you read Exodus chapter 22, verse 16, it said, if a man seduces a virgin who is not pledged to be married and sleeps with her, he must pay the bride price, and she shall be his wife. So that is why I was saying, if maybe for instance right now you are in a relationship with someone and you think you love the person so much and you are engaging into sex because the passion is there and you cannot stop having sex, get married to the person. Marry. Why are you waiting?
So,
Because
so,
if
so,
you if
so
you love
basically, please, 1 minute, 1 second. Basically, what you are
you,
saying right now means that the Bible didn't discourage sex before marriage. That's what you
the
are saying
Bible,
right now.
no, the Bible discourages it. It doesn't. God doesn't want us to do that. But assuming you've entered into it and you've engaged yourself already, then God approves that get married to the person that you've had sex with, because sex pleases God. It is something. It's sweet. It's lovely. It's lovely. When you engage into sex, it makes you good, as couple. That is why God knows that it is sweet, and He knows you cannot contain yourself. As long as you are in a relationship and you love the person, this passion will come. So, if for instance, you've already engaged yourself into it, He encourages that get married to the person, because He doesn't want you to continue to have sex without marriage. So He encourages that get married and enjoy the sex in the marriage context. And like we were saying, like if you are for sex, premarital sex, it does not mean you should condemn or conclude the fact that when we say we are against it, you will say we are not being real. I am being real. I am talking about what I know, and you are talking about what you know. So the choice is for anybody who listens. Everybody can choose what he or she
What
feels
you
like
want.
choosing. So
Right.
you cannot say
Uh,
I'm not being
please,
real because
please,
I
please,
no, you cannot say.
let
Wait,
me clarify
wait,
this
please.
part.
Let
Wait,
her finish, please.
Wait,
Let her
wait,
finish.
1 second.
let
Let
me
me
finish.
clarify
Let me
why
finish.
I said you were not being real is
No, but let
because
her finish,
Let,
because after
let
no,
me
everything,
finish.
Minister,
Yeah.
run out
Let me
because
finish.
let me let her understand why I said she's not being real. You see,
keep
so
that
that
in mind. Keep that in mind. Evangelist, finish.
Yeah. So yeah, because you are for it, and it is a rare thing to you, does not mean because I'm against it, it's not rare for me. I have been into premarital sex before I got married, and so I'm talking about what I know and what I stand for. For me, it is not good. It is something when you do it, like I will encourage anybody, if you are in a relationship with someone you love, and you know this is the person you are committed to, you want to marry the person so much, and you are you are having sex, go ahead and get married to the person and enjoy the sex in the marriage. There is nothing wrong with doing that, because you've already engaged yourself already. So get married to the person and then and enjoy the sex in the marriage. It is very sweet when you are doing it in the marriage. It is so sweet. But when you are doing, like I think last week, minister, you said something like, even culturally, we know that sex before marriage is bad. So when you are doing it with this context, like I know, okay, sex before marriage is bad, and I have this in my mind. Even when I'm sleeping with a person, that mentality in me will not even allow me to enjoy the sweetness of it,
That's a
because
good
I am
point.
doing it. I am doing it out of guilt, and I know it's a sin. So when you are doing it, you are doing something that is against the culture. It's against our rules, and you don't feel it. But when you are doing it, and I am doing it what is right, that is when you enjoy it. I've tasted sex before marriage, and I've tasted sex in marriage. For me, when I was doing it premaritally, I never enjoyed it, because I knew it was something that was not good.
Usually that one is even nicer. That
I
one
knew
is
it
even
was
Why are you
you
nicer
see,
saying
than
you
the
know
all
what
this?
I
one you
talk
do on
about.
Can I
IG.
finish?
Evangelist, are you done?
Really, you see,
Can
Evangelist,
I
are you
finish? No, 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 no. I'm not finished. Wait.
Oh, connection.
Oh, evangelist connection.
But it's amazing. You see what I was talking about. At the end of the day, it's the same thing that we are talking
We
that
are
they are
Am I
talking
saying
back?
at
about.
the end.
Am
Yeah.
I back?
Because let me
Yes.
clap for you. You know, you like
You are
you've
now being
answered
real.
something for me without knowing that you've answered because
I
it's the
think she's
same
frozen
thing that
again.
okay. It's the same thing that we are talking about because
Yeah.
if I'm with my husband now and I've been with my husband for almost 8, 9 years, we have a child, and then we got married and everything. It's the same thing that we are
It's the
talking
same thing
about.
we are continuing.
We
Yeah.
are not saying that, like that's the reason I said we are not saying that
Minister.
go and
Minister.
test.
Yes. Okay. Land before your
Oh my
connection
goodness.
again. Finish it. Conclude.
My God. Hello,
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Conclude
Minister.
before the connection goes again, or you have to go.
Yes, yeah. Please, I think my network is giving me problem.
It's
Like,
okay.
so I want to just make my point and then conclude it. Like I was saying, for me that the reason why even if we
So
can you hear me, please?
Yes, yes,
it's breaking a little, but you
Can you
you
hear
talk.
me?
yes.
Yeah, talk.
Can you hear me? Okay, if you even if you say we should put religion aside, I'm talking about in this context. For me,
Mm,
I know it's not good. It's a sin. So when I'm enjoying it, I am enjoying outside the marriage. I am doing it with this guilty conscience because it's like you are afraid of it. You are afraid of the possibility of getting pregnant. You are afraid of the possibility of if you are being caught, what will happen to you because you know you are not permitted to do it before marriage. So when I was doing it premaritally, I knew I was doing something that is wrong, so I did not enjoy it. But after I got married and I am enjoying it, I do it every day, every time, anytime I feel like doing it, I do it, and I
Anywhere.
and I have this conscience like it is good. I know I have the right to do it, so I enjoy it with my whole heart, with my whole mind, and
So
it so it,
that
it
one is
makes it
your
so
mind. That
sweet.
one is your
So
mind.
for
The
me,
Evangelist, the
premarital
way
one
you
is
are going,
marital.
it's like Solomon
so
writing a book.
The
so that is
marriage
it.
is
So
not
so
it's
so
already there.
I am
evangelist.
talking about. So this is it. I am talking about what I know now. So it's my mind. Yeah, because that is why I said I stand for a no to it because if I do it and I know it's not right for me, I don't enjoy it because I have the conscience that it is not the right thing to do. But if I'm doing it and I know this is the right time, I have met this is my partner, this is my married partner, I can enjoy it. I have the conscience in me and it goes smoothly. Every time, anywhere you can do it without this guilty conscience.
Thank you. Anywhere,
Evangelist,
Yeah.
anywhere, no,
I think
anywhere, no.
Derek,
I'll come back on the anywhere.
No. I
Mekon,
think
Mekon, Mekon step, please.
You see, okay. So first, before I forget, let me talk about the reason why I said she was not being real. Evangelist was not being real.
Oh,
That was
Macon's
because
network too.
really
huh?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's
You,
okay.
okay.
Macron, you
Yeah.
don't have to say I'm not being real.
Please,
Oh,
let
she has
me.
now been
No,
real. She's
let
brought
me.
all the facts out.
You see what? And she has even mentioned why she was not real. Because at the end of the day, you can't
Oh,
tell me that when you were having sex, you didn't enjoy it. You enjoyed it, but after the sex, your conscience told you that what you did was wrong, but not during the sex. You see, that is the difference. And let me please let me finish. Let me finish. Let me
But you did
let
not
me
allow me
also
to
say
finish.
that.
Okay.
You see, you
Let me
did not
also,
allow her to finish. Now you want to
but I
finish.
kept quiet. I kept quiet. Please
Yes.
let me also say that. Now let's not look at only a specific angle.
yeah.
That is where reality, I talk about the reality. If you look at it from only the Christian perspective, that is
Mm-hmm.
where you get it wrong. Because at the end of the day, not everyone is a Christian. And like I said before, the Bible is subject to so many interpretations. Your interpretation wouldn't be my interpretation. You understand? Like talking about Moses, for instance, you said we know that Moses got married to Miriam, And then it was after
Not
that
Miriam.
we can talk about their sex, or not Miriam. Miriam was the sister, yeah. Okay, yeah. Forgive me, I've forgotten. But then
Sephora.
the main issue is after
Hey,
Moses got married. That is
minister
where
is gone.
when it was documented. But then don't forget that Moses was a prince in the palace, and then in the palace he was allowed to do anything. That part was not documented. You understand? So that is why I'm saying that let's not look at it from only the religious perspective, because if you look at it from that side, it is wrong. For instance, way back in school, I met this lady who was a virgin. Yeah, and then this lady, a virgin, she has no idea of sex. And then with that, even when she's taking her bath, you are in a relationship, serious relationship with her. But when she's taking her bath, you can't go across where she's bathing. Imagine this kind of person. If you go into marriage with this kind of person, when is she going to get confident in herself such that you would be able to have something to do with her? Please, let's think. This is the reality I am talking about. This has nothing got to do with Christianity or traditionalist or anything, but reality is it's the natural part of life. You understand? The
I
person
think
has to
evangelist you
grow.
want to say something.
Evangelist,
Yeah.
let me, I'll finish right now. The person has to grow naturally and get experienced into it. The underlined word is naturally. You understand? The person has to develop it. If the person doesn't develop it, what can you do? And like I said before, supposing you try to help the person and the person is not willing because the person is already used to the life before marriage, what are you going to do? Are you going to divorce the person? And please tell me how long you are going to be patient with this. You understand? You marry the person is frigid, has no feelings. You knew this before, but you thought that when you marry the person is going to change. You didn't allow the person to develop into that natural feeling. You are already married. You are trying to straighten this person up, and the person is not willing because the person is already used to the life before marriage. What are you going to do? That is my point. That is the reality I am talking about. So it's not like I am attacking the opposite side, but what I am saying is let's face the realistic fact that people are natural. People have feelings, and that feelings, it has nothing got to do with religion. If the person does is not in the mood or the person doesn't like it, the person, I know people who have said because of the way they came up, they don't have any feelings for sex. And no matter what you do to those people, what they do is they just want to satisfy their partners. So they will just lie down, the sex will go on after us, everybody is asleep. So this kind of marriage, if this man who is trapped in this marriage get involved with another woman who is going to teach him that there is more to it than banchedawe, but just lying down and then having the sex, what do you think this man is going to do? The marriage is broken. That is the realistic part of what we are talking about. And it looks like sometimes we deviate from the topic. It is premarital sex before marriage. So it means that this person you are with, you are going to get married to this person. But then, are you supposed to have sex with this person before you get married to this person, or after? And then what is the side effect? That is what we are talking about. It's not like you meet someone, this person says you marry me, so you just go to bed with that person. That is not what we are saying. But you have done all the necessary checks. Like I mentioned before, financially the person is capable, physically the person is okay for you, morally the person is okay for you, but it's left with the sexual aspect. At the end of the day, you guys could even not be sexually compatible. What would you do? And with this kind of things, unless you go for therapy, and it will take a very long time, how long would you be patient?
How long can you be patient for this? That is what I am saying. The
Thank you
realistic
very
part.
much. So before Sister Hagar goes, I think Stella wanted to say something, then we move to it. Then I want to get, because I think we have actually, if we should be honest, we have actually brought in what I wanted to be the last part, that is the culture and religion already. One thing I always say is that human being, we are not patient, because I have the list of the yes and no, the why, the benefits, and then we have culture and religion. Right now, we have mixed it. So when we are done with this, the next question will be my number 2. That is why we probably are, Mrs. Staff. And thank you all definitely for this debate. It's a very short debate because our debate goes days, you understand? Because everybody needs to have a clarity, everybody needs to have expressed their point, and mostly when they come, you have your points down, you understand? And I know you all have your points down. But time will not permit us to go more than 2 hours, so that those that are watching will also have time. So Stella, tell us what you
Um,
wanted to, say.
let my evangelist go
Okay,
ahead, because
okay, okay.
yeah, she wanted to
Mm.
say something.
Okay, I'm talking from the perspective of Mekon. Now I get your motive here. Now I've seen your motive, the reason why you want to have sex before, like because it's premarital, before you get married to. Now I
Mm,
see that. Yes, because I see that his motive is okay. I don't trust this person sexually because I've not engaged into sex with the person, and I don't know the person's stand with sex. So I need to go into it and see if it's not working for me sexually. If the person is not engaging like how I want the person to engage, then I have the choice to leave the person before I'm married to the person. Now I know your motive. So my question to you here is, okay, after you get after you have sex with the person and everything is working, everything is okay with you, people are bound to change. Change is there for everyone, and you get into the marriage. Now you are certain. Now you've tested the financially and everything, and you've tested the sexual aspect, and now you know everything is working. You get into the marriage, and after you get married to the person, along the way the person changes sexually. The desire for sex changes, or the person will not give you the stars he or she used to give you before the marriage. What will you do? Or along the way, maybe the person's thing is not working again. Where will be your stand? Will you then leave the person? Because
I
you said and everything was okay, and now you are married, like, and it's not working anymore. Because your motive before having sex is, let me test, if it is not good, then I have the choice to stop. And now you've tested and it's good, and you
Can
enter,
I
and
answer the
and
question?
along the way something happens. What
Can
would
I
you
answer
do?
the question? It is it
Yes.
this this it's so easy.
Yeah.
It's not natural. And
Yeah.
things that are not natural, they are easily taken care of. Do you understand? Since it's not natural, you can easily take care of it because you knew that this person was very good, and now things have changed. So what could have led to that? That one, it's easy to take care of that one. But then the instance where you didn't know,
Like, I can't hear.
You can hear.
really, I'm not loud. Oh,
No, you're
No,
Oh,
allowed.
you're allowed
you
to.
are.
okay,
We can hear
Can
you.
you hear now?
okay.
Yes, but the volume is, I don't know, it's very
Now,
low.
Oh,
okay.
oh,
Maybe
then
he
Maybe
probably,
reduced the
you
volume.
increase the volume on your phone or on your laptop. Like,
yeah.
increase your volume.
Yeah. So what I am saying is, you know that even this thing that we are talking about, like let's talk about sickness for instance. If someone is not born with a sickness and a person develops this sickness, it is easily curable. But then in the case where the person is born with it, like what I was the example I was giving previously, this person is a virgin and this person is so shy of her body such that you can't even pass by when she's taking her bath, and this person develops this into takes this into the marriage. How are you going to cure this? But then in the case
You put
where
the light off when you are having sex with such a person.
the thing is the thing is she
You,
can't
you
even go
husband.
naked, she can't even go naked in front of you. how
You put the
can
light
she even
on.
allow you to touch her body? That is my point here. So it will
Okay.
take a very long time for the person to mentally develop the confidence. You see, it will take a long time for the person to develop the mental confidence of allowing you to see her body or touching her body. You understand? So there is a difference between the thing occurring naturally and then the thing occurring let's say artificially or coming up later.
After knowing
You
yourself for
understand?
some time, yeah.
After
My
after
evangelist.
marriage, it is easy because you can ask the person, oh, please, dear, before you were not like this, but now you are this. What has changed? That
Yeah.
one is easy. But then, if the person is already used to her life, what are you going to ask her?
Yeah,
I'm already
and
used
also
to
to
it.
add to Mekon, sometimes as you age,
Thank you.
there are
I was
certain
about
factors
to
that
say
affect sexuality.
that. Yeah.
Sometimes underlying sickness, even stress, and all those things. Once you are in the marriage, you sort them out.
Mm,
And even in marriage, it's not every day that you have sex.
mm,
There are times that you are even just comfortable lying in each other's arms, then you just doze off.
that's right.
Because
Unlike when you
you're
are,
already
in
used to each other.
premarital sex, you are not, there are times you are not even staying together. You see yourselves, let's say once or twice a week. So you see that the edge is a bit stronger. But when you see yourselves every day, you're becoming familiar with the person. Sometimes if you don't, last time we spoke about spicing up, um, let's say the sexual, yes, in marriage, once you marry over time, you become so used to each other, it becomes something like a routine. If you don't spice up the marriage, it will get boring. You see, so some of the things you don't say that because you are married now, because
Mm,
you've had sex for some time, after some time it's going off. What do you do? Definitely those ones are no issues at all. It can really be settled.
that's
Because this
true.
time you know your body is well, you are adjusted to it. I mean, when something goes wrong, it's just like a wife being with the husband. If he sees that the husband has gone to cheat, it's very easy to tell. Because certain body languages, the things that your partner does, you can easily see that no, something is wrong this time. You see, those are the things that we learn, not when premarital, it's about 50-50. Either you can go or you break up.
Okay, okay. I think we've all made our points. I know evangelists want to add some. If it is 30 seconds, you're free to go.
No, no, no. Wait a minute,
Oh,
please.
Sunshine has
Our
been quiet for
sunshine.
some
Yeah,
time.
that's what our sunshine has.
Sunshine.
I don't know. She just vanished and kept quiet
Yes,
and just listened.
because you are opposing,
You
especially
know,
Malcolm.
the thing is, Sunshine is my dearest sister, Sunshine, as the name said. And she has actually probably not been into this kind of hot debate now. The people come to. I have been in a debate. I was sitting
She
there, I
has
thought the
already
people,
moved her tone. No, check. Is that
eh,
sunshine come back?
I was at a debate where I almost thought the people want to attack, but when we finished, I got to know that they are the best of friends I can ever have. At least
Let her
at
come
least we
back.
smile.
Let her come back because she has already moved.
Yes. Maybe with the next
That's
question,
all.
she will be active in that. So if
Yeah.
Evangelist Hager, like I said, if what you want to say is 30 seconds, I will
Yeah,
definitely give.
okay. So I want to come in. Malcolm, if you can be patient with the person premaritally, and help the person out, or if you can help the person premaritally, then that is the same way. If you wait and get married before sex, you can also help the person in the marriage. So if you can, if you are saying that, okay, I've met a virgin and the person is not into sex, and if I don't know the person and I marry the person, afterwards the person doesn't really engage into it, it become a problem. When you were in a relationship with the person premaritally, you will know that this person is not into sex. Then you will know this person is not for me, because as you go with the person and you try the person is saying, oh no, I will not have sex, I'm feeling shy, you will know the person stand. So you will know, okay, I can't move with this person, and then you will stop dating the person before you get into the marriage. So for me, I think whatever you can do to help the person premaritally, sexually, you can do the same thing when you marry before you have sex. You can do the same thing to help the person in the marriage. So for me, my stand is Sex before
No, no,
marriage is a
no.
no.
Thank you
No.
very much. I have Danny, is it Boye or let's say Danny. Danny says that interesting
Danny
discussion.
boy.
Yes. Yeah, Danny boy. Interesting discussion. I have some comment also coming from another angle. I'll read them before we go off. And Adwa says that is Rosie says that today's discussion is wow, very hot. And then Nana Akia says that no, some people can pretend. Let me read what is here. Since it's from a different, so I don't know if I should mention the name, but let me go ahead. I'll say, Minister, I love your show and the way you conduct the whole program. Thank you very much. Great work, great people, great platform. The next one says that you guys are strong on your point. That is how I expect a debate to go. The last one says that this is one of the most educative program I have ever watched. You see, that is where
Thank you so much, our audience.
opinions really go aside. You see, so the next question, that is actually the final question, and please mind all of us. We really, when we are supposed to stick to time, we really have just 4 minutes, but we're standing to let's say 15 minutes so that we have the platform to really talk. And I'm not saying say your last words, but I want you to at least let me put this one on so that you know what I'm talking about. I just want all of us to talk about the benefits and the disadvantages when it comes to the premarital sex. I got this from the internet, and it tells you things that will get you into premarital sex and things that actually comes out of it. Something like pressure from your boy or boyfriend, let's take it that way, it gets you into premarital sex. And sometimes after that, when we look on the right side down here, boys are being abandoned, you see, or boys and girls, however. So that is what I want us to get into. What are the benefits and the advantages and the disadvantages of premarital sex? And I'll start with Sunshine in the Rain. What are the advantages and disadvantages of premarital sex? I believe we made mention of a lot last week, even though that was not a question. And today I want us to get in. What are the disadvantages and advantages of premarital sex? I know me, I can worry.
Sunshine is laughing.
There are some times when I'm on a different distance, I don't know, I can't know it, but I can only laugh.
That's
Anyway,
that's good.
so advantages and disadvantages of it. I am still saying no. Let us not do it because there are so many disadvantages to it, as compared to the advantages. The disadvantages are some things that our parents did, and that is why they advise us don't do. Our grandparents did, and that's why they advise our parents don't do. Our forefathers did, and they advise our grandparents don't do. So it is actually a ripple. They keep telling us don't do. It is not the best thing, but yet still we kids or we people of today, we are trying to say that it is the best because we want to satisfy our satisfy ourselves. What is the word?
Desires, pleasure.
Desires. Thank you for helping me. So we want to satisfy our desires, and therefore, when we want to satisfy our desire, we find every reason to say that black is white, so that you can satisfy your desire. Now, when you do it, you realize that. So, like I was saying initially, that got me to be quiet. That we are not just talking about you and I. We already adults. We have already gone into it and have kids. So when we are talking about our own, it's quite different than when we are talking of the younger generation and advising them how we have to advise them. Are we also going to tell our children to do the same mistakes that we did? Because maybe we were lucky, or maybe you were lucky that your guy went down with you, had children with you, and still stayed with you for after 20 years before marrying you. How do you know that your kid is going to be so lucky with a guy who is going to do that? And we have a lot of people. It's not a black problem, it's not an American problem, it's not an Asia problem, it's not a Russia problem, it's not a German problem. It's a global problem that many people are having kids out of wedlock or out of marriages, and they are suffering, and they are depressed, and they are having problems. That is why marriages are not we I am not saying that marriages are 100% the 100%, and that's therefore when someone marries you before having sex with you or having children with you, the person is going to stay. But at least it is going to solve some of these problems that you will not have it differently, and therefore you will not have the reason to compare somebody to your ex, and you will not have the reason to compare your partner to anybody, because you don't know anybody, you don't know any other thing. That is what you know. Whether bad, you don't even know bad, because that is what you know. That is it's virtually it.
Okay, so what are the disadvantages and advantages?
So some of the Derek,
But if
Okay.
I wanted to
I
say
think
something to Mr.
so
Sunshine, but
I
if I
read
if I
someone,
say she will
I,
run.
I need I need some points to write down. That's why I'm back on it.
okay.
Don't mind me today.
So so some of the I read before, I read that somebody said, would you buy a new car without testing it? Would you also be driving your car, and if a friend wants to borrow the car, will you give the car to the person?
ah, but
Hmm?
this is
Matter of
This
totally
one is over
different.
the bar.
Yeah, let me hold on. You guys are talking.
Well, you don't borrow your girlfriend to your
Allow me
friend
to
to your
talk,
friend.
because I'm being
David,
interrupted and I don't like it. Allow me to talk.
Mr. Sunshine, please help
So,
me understand. Please help me understand something, because I think we make it very clear that the discussions are not for children, nor for
yeah.
youth. It's for people who are about to marry. So you
Mm-mm.
said something.
No, no,
No, Derek
don't,
said it.
don't,
please
no, don't
let
go
me come
there.
in
It's
again.
premarital sex
Derek
before
said it.
marriage.
Let me come in
Yeah.
Derek
again.
said
Let
it.
me come in again, please. Let Sunshine finish with the disadvantage, because I have an
No,
empty
there is
space.
something I'm not understanding. So I just wanted her to help
Okay.
me understand something, because she was saying that there is a particular point. That's why I want to understand, because I have a child. I have a child from my ex-husband. And trust me, my child, he doesn't lack anything. Do you know why? Because he has found a father. So that one has nothing to do with the problem that we are dealing right now. That's what I want to understand something, because if you said if someone compares her partner with her ex, then there is a very big question mark.
With the
Yeah.
Then that
person.
person is not matured enough to get married. Trust me, no matter what happened to you on your past or presence or whatever, you can never. I don't think that as a mature person, you have to compare your partner. So when you were bringing this all those things in, I was just thinking about, okay, but why must you compare? Even if, let's assume it that you did
You
that.
have your time to talk. You make your point. I don't
No, I'm
come
trying
and
to. I'm trying to understand
contradict your
something.
point. But when I am making a point, you are contradicting my point. How do you want me to explain myself to you?
No, I'm just trying to understand what you said. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to understand exactly what you said.
Okay, can you also explain to me what you said by your son has found a father in his stepfather? I didn't even get that. So what is it about that?
Because you were trying to tell us that, like, you get, like, people who has got children, people who got children. That's the way I did understand it before whatever happened. Problems here and there going around with this depression. And I'm trying to say that it's not everybody. It is not everybody. Maybe somebody, but it's not everybody. So I was trying to understand you. What does that one really mean? Because we are dealing with, you having sex before. I'm just trying to get you. I'm not really attacking you, so don't be offended. I'm trying to get the things that you are. I want to understand where you are coming from and the things that you are saying.
I don't know what else to explain because I think I have said what I have to say, best known to my knowledge. So if you need
All
more
right, then,
Just
explaining,
thank
give
you.
us some of the a
No, it's
little
okay.
advantages.
Let's leave it like that. It's okay.
Yeah. I
Thank you.
think you centered more on the disadvantage. Maybe if you can get one or two advantages, and then we move on.
but I'm saying no to
He's saying
premarital
no,
That
sex.
so
one
it
we
will be more of
understand.
the
I don't have any
disadvantage.
advantage.
That
Exactly.
one we understand. So that one
He's
I'm
saying
okay.
no, so she'll be more on the disadvantage. So give me at least three of the disadvantage.
Being confused, my dear.
I'm not. I don't know. She feel like I'm attacking her, but I'm not attacking her because I want to
Please,
get her very well.
Sunshine, give me at least three of the disadvantages so that I can have something written down and then evangelist can go on that part.
So the disadvantages are that you can contra what do you can contact sexual transmitted diseases, yeah, indulging in premarital sex. Um, you could get your heart being broken if it doesn't lead to marriage,
Mhm.
you know. And then also, I was saying initially and last week that there is a spiritual bondage in sex. We think it is pleasure, but there is more to it. And I was saying that I do not want to go into religion, but even in the worldly part, in the world, I don't know how to put it, in the worldly, um, uh, in the world, there is some strong bondage when it comes to sex, right? Practicing sex.
Before marriage.
Bef- no, there's no before marriage there, just practicing
Okay.
sex.
Mhm.
Look, another person is also on my head here. Hey, you people want to crack my brains today. So there is a spiritual bond in sex. So when you practice it with someone you are not married to, and any like repercussions come, you should know that you are on your own. How are you going to come out of it? Because like I said last week, when people like all those grandmasters, me, I haven't been there, but we know and we see it on TV and all those things. When they are going to do their sacrifices and all those things, all these mommy water things, all this what do they call it? Spiritual marriage. You will see that they'll say somebody will be coming to sleep with you whilst you are dreaming. All these kind of things. They are all not good, and they are all these are like like you make way through. You make way into your life when you practice such things. Then you open the door to such evil acts to come your way,
Mhm.
which is the spiritual aspect of it. And then it starts to fight some of your like your good deeds in your life. How are you going to come out of it? And then the advantages of it the advantages of it is that when you stay and you get married with one person, I believe that is the person you know. You cherish and honor the person, and then there becomes a great trust between you both because your partner or you both met each other when you had known no one else.
Mhm.
So that the possibility of a trust going higher is there because he or she knows that you both are for each other, you both knew each other, and you are not going to meet like your ex. When you have done it before with your ex, if you come and meet me in an obscure place with my ex, all you would think about is, hey, Gentry Dada, Besa Tijabio. You understand? But when I have not known no one, and you have not known no one, and I come and meet you talking to somebody, I would not mistrust you and think that something is going to happen. And then also, I believe that it opens great doors onto you, even those in marriages and practicing adultery outside. Like, you understand, it's out of the context. But I just want to say that the act of sex is something very sacrificial, that it must not be practiced anyhow and anyhow and anywhere. I also once, I think, read somewhere that like practicing even sex under trees, in bathrooms, and all those places has some evil attraction, you understand, that
Mhm.
fights against our spiritual growth. So, in the nutshell, sex is so sacrificial that it shouldn't be practiced any way, anyhow, by heart.
Thank you very much. I think I'll let Evangelist go with her disadvantages, and then we continue with the advantages on the pro side. Evangelist, what are the
Yeah, I think premarital sex is like you being a thief, you know, you being a thief and you've stolen something which is not yours. You hide to do it because you know it's not rightfully yours. So you have the fear in you because you know this is not the time. The person is not rightfully mine. So you are not fully engaging yourself into it. So you do it out of fear, which does not help it. And secondly, you can have unwanted children out of it because you are not married yet. So I think as you are engaging into it, you are not ready for children yet. But out of having it, children, unwanted children can come out of it.
Mhm.
And also you can also, I mean, like it will force you to get married to the person when you don't even want to, because you know you've committed yourself into this in sex. And because you are in this bondage with the person, you feel like when the person leaves you, he or she devalues you, especially with the female side. When you get into sex with someone you're not married to, and the person wants to leave, you feel because the person has known you sexually, you don't want the person to leave you, because it's like he has seen your naked part and it devalues you. It devalues who you are as a person. And
Mhm.
so I think for all these things, for me, it's a disadvantage. They are all disadvantages. It devalues you as a person. The peculiar thing in you has been known by someone who has not rightfully paid for you. So your value as a person has been taken away. And also there is fear when you are being caught. There is shame on it because you've not really paid the price for it. It is
Mhm.
something you have to pay price for, but you've stolen it. And when you are being caught, it's like a thief. It brings shame, it brings reproach, and all those things. So for me, that is the disadvantages I'll talk of.
Thank you very much. Stella,
Yes, boss.
advantages. Advantages.
Well, let me just come from my side. I think I would definitely do it the way I did it, and I'm not regretting it because I've been on the other side before, so I know what I'm talking about. If you get married and at the end of the day, the person leaves you, it's the same like my dear sister is talking. Value. My husband values me not based on sex. He values me based on, the woman that I am and the things that I can do to support him as a husband or as a partner. That is
Mhm.
one. Two, I will definitely do it like that because you know what? It has brought us together forever and ever. I know what I'm
Amen.
talking about. And I think, Derek, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
um we does things like twins. Like, I know everything about him, he knows everything about me. And one thing, I always thank God for my father, because my father did allowed us. He said, when you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, no matter who, bring that person home. Don't stand outside with that person. We were living a kind of open life. So it made, we grab to trust.
Mhm.
The trust was there, and the trust has been there in my life. I've lived, how do you call it, this kind of the life that you are talking about for years. And at the
Mhm.
age of 35, I don't think I'm a child for me to be doing things and then you call it thief. I'm married at the age of 35. Like the way we are portrayed, like this Christian life, it did not get me anywhere. And at the age of 40 something, if I does it with all proudness, because I am not a thief. I am a matured woman who knows what she wants. And trust me, we have been, I think, together for 11 good years. And we know each other and we trust each other. And, like, it's like the way the first was that I didn't know him. We have not had anything with one another because we deal and based on love and not lust. So that is how I can just portray it. When you base on lust and it's all about sex, 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 sex. That's how the whole thing ended. But we base on love, and the love is more, I think so strong than, like going back and think of, oh, the day we met and the day we slept with each other. No, 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 no. I mean, I'm too old for, to sit in front of camera and say, when you do this, you are a thief. A thief is a thief. A thief is a thief. And then you being close with your partner is something different. So I think, we all know what is good for us. And I trust those that are watching us are matured people and understand where we are all coming from. And I believe they also know what is good for them.
Thank you very much. Sister Constance, your advantages.
Um,
I think Sam
Advantages.
is done. You want to leave? The light is off.
I could leave if I'm permitted to, because my little one is not feeling too okay.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Okay, bye. Yes, so as we've said a lot, and still based on our experiences and from where we are coming from, maybe we might not agree, but at the end of the day, we are all projecting the same thing. You see, at a point in time, listen, when you are younger generations, you don't need to tell them premarital sex is good. No,
Mm,
there's a certain target group that you go in for. See, for those even in the teenagers coming 18 to
mm,
probably 20, 21, you don't even encourage that. You always try to advise them to stay off, because at that time, it's not really love at that age. But where you are matured enough, you have moved with somebody, in a relationship, you steady yourself for some time, even before making up your mind that you want to get
mm,
married. For me, for my second partner who I got married recently, we stayed for this is our third year. So for 2.5 years, we dated. We were living together for 2.5 years. And even before then, just after a year, he told me, I want to go and see your father. But because of my past experiences, I hesitated for 1 year before saying yes, I want to. It's not easy going through a bad marriage, I tell you. Even though time will, you will say time makes you forget certain things, but there's always a scar.
Hmm.
It takes a bold woman to go through a second marriage. The men take it easily, but when it
mm,
comes to women, it's because our emotions are involved. You see, it takes a long time. And when you have studied your partner very well, it's in all dimensions. It's not just sex. Sex is just a tip of the iceberg. There are a lot of
mhm,
things that really make you say, I want to be with this person. Even before you agree to sleep with the person, there are certain qualities you have looked out for. You see that, for this person, I see that we click so much. We
Mhm.
click so much. There are a lot of things that we understand in common. So if the understanding is there, the passion is there, the sex will just come naturally to
Mhm.
just be something like an icing on the cake. And for me, I don't see it bad, because you know that, oh, you, this couple, you have a goal in mind. This is where you are going. So definitely it would end up being it's like it ends up being a marriage. You've enjoyed all the passion whilst you were not married. And when you marry, you continue.
Thank you very much. Before I done, okay, you talk. Let me quickly read some comments. I believe Akwesi made notice of that. I missed one of his comments. Nowadays, we sorry, let me put it there. Nowadays we the youth can't stay till that age.
That age.
They put their head in and they quit.
And
We need more good news like this platform. Thank you.
Mhm.
So let me go down on this one. No, 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 no. Okay, Nana says that I think we had that one. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Please, oh, you didn't read my yours. I just read
that's
it.
okay right now.
Yes. Um, Daniel Kia says that I'm enjoying this discussion. Rough.
Hey,
Uh, Rosie says rough for no crying. Adele says that, oh, Sister Sunshine, I think Sunshine is out, but we still read it. Even having kids in marriage is not a guarantee. People
Yeah.
divorce kids after marriage, and it
mm-hmm.
is even more difficult taking care
Oh
of the
yeah.
kids single-handed because you have to deal with the fact due to separation
Separation.
you need to fill in the gap of the father
Mm-hmm.
before the divorce. Okay, so you don't even double work. Okay, you do double work more than the one that had the child alone. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. Moreover, we are aware of the situation that we are undermining ourselves. Take take reminder of First Peter 3 verse 7. And as you all know, I am always fast on that to put it to word because we all want to see what is in First Peter. I believe you are all ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so First Peter says, and likewise, husband, live with your wives in an understanding way, showing honor to the women as the weaker vessels, since high, they are high with you of the grace of it's little, of the grace of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered. Okay, so that is how to respect your partner or respect your wife probably, yeah, okay. So, Auntie Stella, I'll say Auntie Stella near, okay. So, yeah, that is it. I think Evangelist want to say something, then we are done for today. Please.
Yeah. I just want to say something quick. I mean, based on the perspective of what our dear Sister Stella and or Auntie Stella and Auntie Constance are saying, this is a broad show everyone is watching. And so I think maybe from your perspective, then we should put
That's right.
age-wise on our topic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we understand that youth start from 18 years and many people are watching, and so when we put it clear like premarital sex is good, and those from 18 years, they know they have their rights. From 18 up to those ages, that time, you have your right to do anything, you are mature, that's what they think. And so they think premarital sex is okay. Now we find that it's okay. If you get yourself into it, it will lead you into marriage, like our dear Auntie Stella has said. If I get a partner and I have sex with the person, I can marry the person, which sometimes probably 90% doesn't work that way. So if from where you are coming from, I think then you should put age wise, because like you are saying, you've been into marriage before, and you divorced. So you are not you are not that young. So if someone is
I'll be
watching and the
50 this
person,
year.
please come again.
Mm.
I'll be 50 this year.
Yeah, so I think then
Ah,
you we should the minute that we should put age wise, because many people are watching and you don't know who is listening and who is going to take what and what. Because the moment the person here also, our dear Stella said it's good because she engaged into premarital sex and then she is married, so I can also do the same, which might not work for the person. So then we should elaborate it more. That is what I think.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Honey, let me come to my dear. I've been working with the youth a lot. I started with the youth, and Derek is one of them. And I think sometimes we have to face the reality. At the age of 18, that person is not even thinking about marriage.
Yeah.
They are not thinking about marriage at all. I've been working with them almost 17
It's
years
boyfriend,
now.
girlfriend.
And they are, they are thinking about different thing
Yeah.
altogether. And then, especially here in Europe, they always try to from 25 going. That's when because they have a lot of things on their head that they want to achieve. And when I always meet them and tell them that, the things that we couldn't achieve in this place, it is their turn. So at that age that we are bringing them in, they are thinking about something different. And when I was 18, trust me, do you know what I was doing? I was singing. I was roaming about singing in the choir. We go out there, and trust me, I've worked with them. Derek can tell you the truth. They are always thinking about, they are blitzing with friends here and there,
Yeah.
going out doing, blitzing stuff. Some are in sports and everything. So I think Derek, whilst Derek was talking about, Derek was still, punching it, say, I'm talking about those who are ready to marry. You've stayed with,
Yeah.
someone for that long, and in case sex happen. So I think maybe the whole thing was not really very clear. The youth, trust me, where their mind is at the moment, it's not even what we are talking
It's
about.
not married.
For me,
Well,
it's that
when
the
we
youth
do
now
question
they
and
think
answer
about
right,
sex a lot.
when we do question and answer right now, then we will close at 12 p.m. So what we are going to do is, if you might have noticed, I've muted all of you. Please, 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 I want everybody who is here not to get me wrong. Sometimes you need to conduct when you have many people on. When we are just two, we can have, our point of view, hitting it for a long time. But when we are like six, and I alone, I have to discuss or talk like, let's say, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I've robbed somebody's time. So please, it's not about being disrespectful, but it is about, trying to make things work. And if probably I have dropped, sorry, probably I have dropped a statement and somebody might feel probably I'm hurt because he addressed it this way. Don't get me wrong. I always try my best to explain, but there's one thing on this earth I've understood. You can never explain enough to everyone. Definitely somebody will be hurt, the other one will misunderstand you. So that is actually what we are doing. One, the second thing is we try to bring such debates to this platform to see the kind of ideas and the kind of perspectives we have. I said it last week. If I tell you, please don't go and steal, probably once I finish saying it, you are planning to go and steal already. If I tell you steal, it is not because I said it. That is why you are going to hop up and go and steal. You understand? But we want you to, after hearing testimonies and advices and everything from left and right, for you to decide for yourself. Of course, I can sit here and tell you do not, which tradition might say do not, religion says do not. But at the end of the day, they have been saying it since you were born. You are still doing it. Probably all of us on this platform, before we got married, they said do not. And now, please, when you were in Ghana, you didn't hear do not. You came to church, do not. But everybody has confessed, said we did it. Said all the do not now stop over. It is not me going to sit here and give you the macho voice in the Bema Wayede. You will not. So it is a debate, it's a discussion. And we need to bring, thick shells along, because at the end of the day, what I believe in is definitely not what you believe in. And I'm so grateful for the panelists here that joined. That is Mekon, Sunshine in the Rain, Evangelist, Stella, Constant, for, keeping to your part and also explaining why and why not. I love you so much. I wouldn't call anybody here to, let me say, disgrace. But then sometimes it gets tough and it gets very strong. Now, what I got out of this is that the disadvantages are that you might contact diseases, sicknesses, whatever you call it, broken-hearted, spiritual bond with, I don't know, whatever deity might be in your village, mistrust, and then also fear. Whilst you are doing it, you are not enjoying it, you have fear. It has to be rightful, like the right way. Pregnancy, teenage pregnancy, because as we are saying it, somebody will, like our sister Hagar, somebody will come and grab it. But the thing is, when you're doing something, like as we read the Bible, we take one verse, then we justify ourselves with it. Watch the program as it's a debate, understand it. I've repeated severally, it is for people that want to get into marriage. Of course, if you're a teenager and you have sex, it's also premarital sex. Yes, but that is not our point for today. You understand? So when you come in, you just try to understand where are they going. So it says that you can. It comes to being forced to marriage. It reduces your values and shame as well. The advantages are that you have experience, you become mature, you have a bond with your partner when you get married, and the understanding and the passion is something else. I'm so grateful for this, points and opinion. But one thing I would like to say to all of us is that please get to the right stage of marriage. Get to the right understanding of what marriage itself is before you plan to go there. So that in case, please mark my words, in case it happens on the way, this is the same person you are going to marry. I remember in the 1700s, this is what went on. When you, according to the Bible, that they were living by the Christianity and everything. If you happen to have done something with someone, you have to marry that person. Now look at this. When somebody wanted to marry a beautiful girl and saw that definitely the parents will say no, you know what they did? They raped that girl. And once I've slept with you, I have to come and pay for your bride price. So
Right.
please answer to this. Is it good or is it bad? You understand? So it is up to us to decide for ourselves. But at the end of the day, if I stand for no, that is my choice. And I have to educate those that I think that I'll educate with no. And if I think it's good for me, I would definitely advise my child to stick to his own self and make sure he make the right decision. Whatever that right decision might be, it must be right for him. Because even the Bible says that thing that goes into us, is not what actually defiles us, but that comes out. That means if it goes in and you do something and then a lady gets pregnant, at the end of the day, you are running away, then you have a problem with me, your father. You understand? But if you are ready to marry and you have done, because me myself, I did it. If my mother is supposed to be on this platform, you tell you go ahead. Make sure if you impregnate that person, you're marrying that person. Simple. So the
Yeah.
advices we give off is very important. And please, somebody shouldn't really come and on the platform and tell me it is educative, it is not. The thing is that sometimes we might have topics that might not add up with your ideology. It might not be educative to you. You understand? But as we read the comments, people are like, wow, this is what is going on. So please, let's respect ourselves. I've loved it today so much. This is one of the hottest debates we have had in a while, and I believe we'll have even more hotter debates to come. And
Yeah.
we are not done with this topic because we cannot treat it on 3 sessions. We just want to, make it very strong and lovely and everything. It's a broad topic, whether we love it or not. It's a broad topic, and the majority of people watching will say it's a no. And after they say no, they'll go and do yes. You
Yes,
understand?
yes.
So please, let's advise ourselves. Be cautious about what you do. Your decisions will harm yourself or somebody in the future, and that is very important. We don't decide on this platform for anybody, but we advise each and every one to do the right thing. I'm very grateful, Sister Stella, once again, for everyone that was on. Very grateful for Sister Hagar, Evangelist Hagar, for Mekon, for Sunshine in the Rain. Constance, we missed you last week. I'm grateful
Yeah.
again. And for those that were commenting, if I left any comment, please inbox me. I'll come back on that next week to correct it or read it for you. And if you have any information, any question, direct it to TNT. Love you all. Have a wonderful week and make sure
Yeah. Have a great
you
week.
stay healthy. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.